Hey guys, it's Kimmy Kruger. Welcome to my channel. I'm new to the video stuff, so just bear with me. I never wanted to do videos before, but I know some friends that do it. Shout out to Creepenstein. It's Christina Creep and her friend Sarah. I think they're adorable. I love their channel. I thought it would be a cool idea to do horror style videos to kind of show some of my autographs. Maybe after conventions, since I do a lot of horror conventions, maybe just show some of the things I purchased from there, the autographs, and share some how, you know, the celebrities were that I met and stuff like that. Just kind of show my collection as I get certain things. I kind of have a little bit of collection stuff, not as big as some of you out there. I kind of got late, started late with the collecting thing, and then life happened and money and all that, so I don't really have a whole lot, but some of the stuff that I have is pretty awesome. But I am also starting to get back into the collecting thing, not so much the knick-knack stuff, which I have a lot of and plan on getting rid of, and I just want to start collecting like busts and masks and big figures and things that are actually really worth having and really awesome, and some of it rare maybe, or like hand, you know, custom made. Which I do have some of that stuff, but which I will show you. Right now I want to start with showing off my autographs, a lot of my autographs that I have, and then just some miscellaneous stuff that I think is pretty cool that I've purchased in the past. And then I have some, as you can see behind me, some posters. A lot of them are autographed, and I'll just show you around after I show you these and just show you some of the cool things that I have. So let's get started. So the first one I have is Robert Englund. And I'll just start off the bat right now by saying a lot of you know this already, but and clearly given my name, I am a huge Elm Street fan. I've met Robert, I want to say I've met him twice, but I have his autograph maybe 5 or 6 times. I love him, he's awesome. And just to backtrack a little bit, so I'll just off the bat name my 5 favorite horror movies, because you'll see a lot of that stuff. So my top 5 is Nightmare on Elm Street, Evil Dead, Fright Night, Night of the Demons, and Candyman. So those are my favorite. But so here's Robert, and this one was actually when I bought his book, which I know a lot of you out there probably have. He came out with a book a couple years ago, and when he sent the book, the book is autographed, which I do have somewhere. I just didn't feel like digging it out. But he also sent this 8x10 picture that is signed, and I thought this was pretty cool because this was the last time he was in makeup for a movie, and this was from Freddy vs. Jason. And this really cool picture right here, this was from the second time I met Heather Langenkamp, and a funny story actually about this picture. So I purchased a Dream Warriors, which Dream Warriors I'm completely obsessed with. It's my favorite Elm Street besides the first one. I purchased a Dream Warriors press kit, and it came, you know, with a copy of the script, which I have signed by Robert. It's hanging on my wall. I'll show you that in a little bit. And they sent me a bunch of 8x10 press photos. This one, however, clearly is from the first one, which I received somehow. But what's really cool about it is that, and I don't know how well you guys can see it, but up here it actually has the official New Line Cinema stamp on the back. So this is the real deal here. And so I met her for the second time at a Mad Monster party, which was in Charlotte, North Carolina. And when I went up to her and gave her this picture, she thought it was a really cool photo, and so she wrote out the whole Freddy song here, and she just thought it was really neat. And my friend John, who's actually with me at that convention, was meeting her as well, and he was behind me, and he went up to her and she said, well, what do you want me to sign on yours? And he said, well, I guess the same thing as her. And she said, no, only she gets that, because that is a really cool photo. So I just thought that was a neat story. But this is another Heather from the first time I met her. And then Tina. And Ronnie, who's the mom. And then Mark Patton, who's Jesse from Elm Street 2. And this is Grady from Elm Street 2, which is another kind of funny story. So he was at Scares That Care, I want to say 2 years ago, and I wasn't able to make it at the last minute, and I really wanted to meet him. So a friend of mine was going, and I gave her money to get my autograph from him. And also what I thought was really cute was that he had her take a picture of him holding up the picture, since I wasn't able to be there to get a picture with him. So. And then Bradley Gregg, who's Philip from Elm Street 3. And Lisa Wilcox, who's Alice from the 4th and 5th one. And now we're getting into my Freddy vs. Jason, which I'm very proud of. I love Freddy vs. Jason, and I actually have met almost everybody from the cast, which is pretty awesome. So here's Monica Keena, Catherine Isabel, Linderman, and we have Mark. And also I want to say about him is that if you haven't heard of these movies, I highly recommend them. They're awesome. He has these movies out called Rampage. There's 2 of them, and they're just really awesome movies, so check them out. And Freeberg. And then Mark's brother, who, this is Zach Ward, who, if you can't tell or if you don't know, he was also Scott Farkas from A Christmas Story. And then Miss Voorhees from Freddy vs. Jason. And even if she didn't sign this picture, I just think the picture is just really cool. And then here's some other just miscellaneous ones now. And this is Bruce Campbell, who's Ash, obviously, from Evil Dead, which this story is not so funny, I guess. So Bruce Campbell is my second favorite person in horror, obviously, the first being Robert Englund. I love him. I was really excited to meet him, and I actually did not meet him at a horror convention. I met him at a Comic-Con, which was Wizard World in Philadelphia. And long story short, he was not in a great mood, and I guess I wish my experience was a little bit better. However, I know Comic-Cons can be overwhelming, and we were pretty much the last 2 people in line, so I think he was just tired or whatever the case may be. But I wish it was a little bit better, but I still got to meet him, and it was awesome. And I did not get a photo with him, which sucked. A lot of these celebrities that I meet, I get photos with, but I could not get one with him because of money reasons, and plus Comic-Cons do photo ops, and that's a whole nother deal. So I was not able to get a photo with him, so I'm hoping that he does another convention near me sometime soon so I can get a photo with him. And I have some more things that I would love him to sign as well. And I did hear from a lot of my friends that they actually had a really great experience and that he's actually really cool, so I guess I just met him on a bad day, but it happens. And Evil Dead 2 is actually my favorite out of the Evil Dead series. So I actually purchased this Evil Dead 2 press kit, and they gave me a couple 8x10s. So I would love for him to sign this if I met him again. And now we have Fright Night. So this is Chris Sarandon. Here's Jared Dandridge, which also, which you'll see part of my room is done in Tim Burton themed. I'm a huge Tim Burton fan, especially Nightmare Before Christmas. I love that movie since I was a kid. And so what was really cool about meeting him is not only from Fright Night, but he plays the voice of Jack Skellington from Nightmare Before Christmas, so I got him to sign something from that too, so that was really awesome. And then we have Charlie Brewster and Amy, which she was another one that was at Scares That Care that I could not meet that day, so my friend picked that up for me. And this is one that I'm really proud of. So this is an 8x10 of the whole cast of Night of the Demons, and I got this picture at the very first horror convention I went to, which was Monster Mania, and I was able to meet 3 of the stars there that day, and I just thought this picture was really cool. I had never seen it before, and I have quite a few autographs on there now. And then Tony Todd, Virginia Madsen, and Jordan Ladd, who's in Cabin Fever. And something else that you guys might not know is that, well, some of you know. So I love Eli Roth. He is my second favorite horror director, the first being Wes Craven. So I love a lot of his movies, and Cabin Fever is one of my favorites. And then here is the collector slash collection. I believe this picture is from the collection, but they're both awesome movies. And then we have Kane Hodder, who in my opinion is the best Jason. And then Derek Mears, another Jason. Tyler Mane. Sid Haig, Captain Spaulding. Bill Moseley. From Saw, you all know Tobin Bell. Gunnar Hansen, who I'm so glad that I met when I did. A lot of you know that he passed away now. And he was just really sweet, and it's awesome that I have his autograph. And then Nick Castle, who is the original Michael Myers. And random, but I met Eddie Munster. Funny story is that, there's a local comic shop here in Baltimore, Maryland called Chuck's Comics. And about 2 summers ago, he was there signing autographs and hanging out, and so I went there and I bought his autograph and took a picture with him and talked to him, and he was just really sweet and really cool. And I was able to pick my dad up an autograph as well, because I feel like my dad is part of the reason why I like horror, because growing up he always watched a lot of Alfred Hitchcock movies. He loves The Twilight Zone, and him and I would always also watch The Munsters together and just laugh and laugh, so it was really cool that I was able to surprise him with an autograph. This is something that I'll share with you guys. So when I started doing conventions, I started doing a t-shirt. So I just picked up a plain white t-shirt and I was having celebrities sign them, or sign it. So I started it, it ended up just being too much money. You know, I wanted them to sign a shirt, and then I also had something I wanted them to sign, or I wanted to get a 8x10 or a poster or whatever, and it just got to be too much money, so I stopped doing this shirt after a while. But I do have some pretty cool ones on here. So Robert Englund stands out on the back there. And I'll just go over the front. So I have Heather Langenkamp, Tony Todd, Nick Castle, Alvin Alexis, who was Roger from Night of the Demons, Amanda, who was Tina in Nightmare on Elm Street, Doug Bradley, who's Pinhead, Kane Hodder, Mark Patton again, Amelia Kincaid, who's Angela from Night of the Demons, Ricky Dean Logan, who's Carlos from Freddy's Dead, and then Bruce Campbell. So pretty cool, but it just got to be too much. Here's just some miscellaneous things that I thought was cool that I own, that I purchased online. So this is a film program, a German film program for Nightmare on Elm Street 3. It's not the actual thing, it's just a copy, but I still thought it was pretty cool. And then I have, I'm not going to show them all just because it's too many. But I purchased a Nightmare on Elm Street 3 set of lobby cards. So, you know, it's a whole bunch of them in here. I'll just show one just to give you guys an idea. They're pretty cool. Don't have them hanging up because there's a lot of them and I just don't have the room. But they're still pretty neat to have. And I have just a few vinyls that I love. Still looking to get an Elm Street 3 one. That's top of my list. I know they're out there, but they're a little more expensive, and I just haven't had the chance to purchase it yet. But so my husband got me Elm Street 2, and then I purchased Dream Child and New Nightmare, and then this random one in here, Candyman, that I found at a convention. Okay, so that is some of the autographs that I have that I could show you here. Now I guess I will take you around the room and show you some of the posters that I have hanging up and some of the other cool memorabilia that I have. Okay guys, alright, so here is, and I'm sorry for the window glare, poster that I have from the first Elm Street. I believe that's a London 1888 poster. Any artist site that I mentioned. I will provide the links below, so just be on the lookout for those. They're all awesome, I promise you. This guy does awesome t-shirts, pins, posters, really cool stuff. But I have some autographs on there. And this one that I thought was pretty awesome poster. And then my Candyman random, just a really cool print. It's not signed by a celebrity, it's actually signed by the artist who did the picture, but thought it was really cool. And as I mentioned, I absolutely love Candyman, but it's so hard to find Candyman memorabilia, so if I do find it, I immediately have to buy it. Fright Night poster, Freddy vs. Jason poster, Evil Dead 2 poster, and this poster I'm very proud of. I'm also a huge Scream fan, so I have quite a few autographs on there, including the awesome Henry Winkler, who obviously you all probably know him as the Fonz. Didn't think I would ever meet him, and even though he had a small part in Scream, he was still in it, and he was super sweet. And then Amelia Kincaid, who's Angela Night of the Demons, signed that whole poster. And this one is pretty awesome. I got this a couple years back at Monster Mania as well, and that's signed by John Carpenter. And then we have this sign with a couple autographs on it from Freddy's Dead. And then here is my Elm Street 2 poster, which is signed by Mark, who was Jesse, and Kim, who was Lisa. And this is one of my most prized possessions right here, this whole shadow box. So the glove is the only one I have right now. I plan on buying a lot more. I'm actually on the lookout for a syringe glove from Elm Street 3. But my husband had that made for me as a gift one year. And then my press kit in the back, well, part of the press kit's the script that was signed by Robert in the back, and then just a random film cell at the bottom. And that up there is probably one of the most awesome things that I own. My good friend Amber actually gave that to me as a birthday gift one year, I believe. She found it. It is the actual film trailer for Elm Street 3, so that's pretty cool. Another good friend, and that is the Elm Street 2 deer. And a good friend of mine, Mike Smash, he does a lot of stuff for Monster Mania and stuff, and a bunch of other conventions. He does a lot of artistic stuff, and he's really awesome, and he made those, and I had to have one. This was the wall I was talking about as my part of my room that is Tim Burton related. So I found a couple press photos online that I loved, and my mother-in-law bought me a couple of them from Night Before Christmas, and that is my favorite picture of Tim Burton ever, so I love that one. And then Beetlejuice and Edward Scissorhands, and then we have the Tim Burton pets, and this Jack and Sally drawing, and this beautiful and amazing, wonderful Tim Burton collage. It has all of my favorite Tim Burton characters, including Tim himself. Those two were actually done by my good friend Kevin Spencer. He is an amazing artist, and I'll provide the link to his website down below as well, because everybody should check him out. He is absolutely amazing. We have gotten so many pieces of artwork from him. And then Corpse Bride and more Edward Scissorhands. And then this is when I mentioned that I met Chris Sarandon from Fright Night, and then I received an autograph for Nightmare for Christmas, since he's the voice of Jack. This is what I got signed. My husband actually purchased this painting from the Disney store quite a few years ago. So I just thought it was really neat, because not a lot of people actually have this painting, at least not that I've ever seen. And his autograph just looks really awesome on there. This poster is my baby. This is my pride and joy right here. So this is my Elm Street 3 poster that I also purchased from London 1888, and I went to, last September, I went to Horror Hound in Indianapolis and met pretty much the whole cast of Elm Street 3. and so they all signed that, including Heather. The only one that I really need on here is Robert. I wasn't able to get him that weekend. But so the whole cast, and Kincaid is my absolute favorite Elm Street character. I absolutely love him, and when I met him I actually told him how much I loved him and gave him a big hug. Super sweet guy. And then here's Elm Street 4, and I have quite a few autographs on there as well. Okay, this stuff. So the mask is from Trick or Treat Studios, which I'll provide their link as well. If you guys have not heard of them, they're awesome and very decently priced on their masks, and they're just, they do some really cool stuff. The Angela doll was also done by Mike Smash, and he had posted a post on Facebook a few years ago saying that if he made an Angela doll, he would buy one. I was all over it. To me, that's another movie that's really hard to find memorabilia for, and I absolutely love it. So, and he made her and custom made her clothes, and she's just awesome. And when I met Amelia, she was absolutely obsessed with it, so that was pretty cool. And then we'll go in my glass case here, and I just have some random stuff in here, film cells and comics and stuff. This thing right here, this was another thing that was purchased by my friend Amber, which I will throw out there that I owe a lot of my collection to her, because if it weren't for her I wouldn't have half of the stuff that I have. Anyway, so I had Robert sign it. This thing is very, very well detailed. This video is not doing it any justice, but it's very old. It was in some shop that she found it at. You can see it was hanging on the wall. It's made out of foam. But it's very well detailed and really cool, and I've never seen anything like it. And when I took it to Robert, he actually said that he has not seen anything like that in a very long time, so he thought it was pretty awesome as well. And just some figures back here, the Anniversary Evil Dead 2 figures. These guys in the front I love. These were done by the Clay guy, and I'll provide his link as well. He does almost every single character that you can think of for horror, and he makes them all out of clay, and they're just absolutely amazing and very well detailed, and I had to have these. I just think they're so cute. So we have Angela from Night of the Demons, Tony Todd, Candyman, and then Peter Vincent from Fright Night. And this guy was also done. Move over here to better lighting. So this was also done by Mike Smash. And as I mentioned, it's very hard to find Candyman memorabilia. So as soon as I knew he was doing a few of these, I had to have one. I just think he's really awesome. And I'll also move this over here. The friend Amber that I mentioned, her husband actually does a lot of artistic stuff. He's very talented. He does masks and figures and stuff. And he made me this Freddy Barbie a few years ago. And I absolutely love this Barbie to this day. And again, just some random stuff in here. Nowhere for Christmas stuff back there. Okay, and that picture was a wedding gift. This is another part of my Tim collection. Our friends Sarah and Kevin had that made for us for our wedding last summer, and I just love it. It's a canvas painting. Another London 1888 purchase, and this was really cool. I was able to meet 2 of the ladies of Evil Dead. The one was not able to make it, so they signed all the posters in advance, and we're selling them there, and the 2 girls you were able to get pictures with, so they were very sweet. Okay, and one last thing that I wanted to show you guys was this Freddy doll right here. He's all handmade, including the clothes. I purchased him at Monster Mania a few years ago. The guy who did these unfortunately passed away, but he was a very, very sweet guy, very talented. Unfortunately, I was only able to get this Freddy, but he did so many other characters, and he was so talented. It's really a shame, but yeah, I absolutely love, love, love this doll. Alright guys, well that's all I have to show you for today. As I said, when I do more conventions or get more autographs or, you know, more cool memorabilia things, I'll do videos on that. We go to conventions a lot, so I thought it'd be really cool to show you some of the things that I've gotten from there, some of the autographs that I had, talk about the celebrities that I met. All of them, minus maybe a few, I will say, all have been very nice, very cool. It's just a cool experience all the way around, even if they are rude or weird or whatever have you. It's just a really cool experience to meet some of your favorite stars, and finding these horror conventions and going to them is just it's probably my favorite thing to do. So I always have a really great time. I've met a lot of awesome people, not just celebrities, but just fans. My husband and I have actually made a lot of really close friends from these conventions, including a lot of the vendors. So it's just really, really cool to go and just kick back and have a great time and have a lot of fun, and I love doing them. Monster Mania is the one that we go to the most because it's more local and we know a lot of people there, and it's just, we just always have a great time. As I mentioned, I will provide all the links below for all the artists or sites that that I have named for you in this video, so you can check their stuff out because they're all awesome. I am going to do more videos on like t-shirts and stuff. For instance, Fright Rags, who I am wearing right now. This is from their newest Evil Dead collection, which I mentioned that I love. So I will do another video. Probably my next video is going to be just specifically from this collection. It's going to be a short video just to show you the detail of this collection, just because I love it. But half of my closet is filled with Fright Rags t-shirts, so eventually I will do a video on all of my horror t-shirts, including all the ones from Fright Rags, which is 90% of them, probably 95% of them. And also, if you have any ideas of videos that you would like to see, stuff you want to know, just put in the comments below. Subscribe, give it a thumbs up, thumbs down, let me know what you think. Also, just to throw this out there, has nothing to do with this video in particular or this channel, but I'm also going to be doing videos with my best friend. We haven't quite figured everything out yet, but we are big superhero fans as well, so I'm going to do those videos with her, and we're just going to do, we're going to talk about movies that we like, or if we recently see a movie, we'll review it for you, or, you know, just talk about it, and just fun things like, you know, questionnaires and stuff like that, and tell you a little bit about us, and just some really fun stuff. I have some really cool things in mind for that, so be on the lookout for that if you're a superhero fan. I also wanted to mention, I didn't mention this earlier, and I thought it was pretty cool. So when I met Mark Patton, the second time I met him, which was last September in Horror Hound, he was actually filming for his documentary that he's about to come out with, and he actually asked me if I wanted to be in it, so we did a little segment, and so hopefully I made the cut. That would be really awesome. But either way, I donated some money to help make the documentary, and I'm really excited and happy for him, so I can't wait for that to come out. So there's that, and also Fright Night is about to, this summer, come out with a documentary, which I'm really, really excited for. It's going to have all these neat features on it, and behind the scenes looks, and just all sorts of things that we just didn't know about, and I think that's going to be really cool. Well, I actually was messaged, I had received a message from the people making the documentary asking if they could use some of my photos in the documentary, so I was able to, because I model on the side, and I've done a couple modeling pictures of me in Fright Rag, well, it was Fright Rag shirt, but me in Fright Night t-shirts and stuff like that, and so they really liked those, and I sent them some pictures of some of the memorabilia that I have from the movie and stuff like that, so hopefully all that made it in there. I do know that one of my modeling pictures made it in there. It was a Fright Rag shirt that had Evil Ed on it, and it's just really cool. It came out with the trailer. I want to say it was in January they came out with the trailer. and I saw my picture in there and I pretty much cried. So it totally made my day, and I can't wait to watch it. I already pre-ordered it. That's going to be coming out this summer. So I can't wait to watch that and hope that the rest of my pictures made it in there. But either way, even if it's just one, I'm really excited for it. And even if I wasn't in there, I would still be buying it and be supporting it and be super excited for it either way, since it is one of my favorites. But yeah, so keep checking back. Like I said, my next video is going to be Fright Rides related, so check back for that. And yeah, so subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, comments, links below. Till next time.